Okay, let's try that again. I just turned my streaming settings way down. This PC was like a top-of-the-line gaming PC, but I have to admit that was now like 4 years ago.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, let's try this again. Let's see if we can learn a new style for Gundyr. Okay. Maybe this time we'll try being a strength build. This guy is the big buff boy. Yeah, let's do it. Man, I'm so bummed that last stream got fucked up. Okay, so we're gonna beat Gundyr, and we're gonna do it in our own way. What I was kind of going on and on about in the last stream was how this boss is designed as like, not really a tutorial, but a gate. It's like, we don't want you to get any further into the game until you've figured out a playstyle that can get you past this guy. Because you're not going to have any fun in the rest of the game if you don't have like the beginnings of a way that works. And one of the cool things about this series is there's a lot of different ways that work. There's like basically with every boss, there's multiple ways that you can get around him, and multiple like tricks and stuff you can pull, from being like a caster who hangs back and is from like a relatively safe distance and looks for the opening to like, whoa, Cleric Sacred Chime. It's like a really good drop. What if this is like a high luck build? Or a like Roly Boy, a Dex build who's really quick and gets out of the way of strikes. Or like a shield guy who's all about like blocking attacks and parrying them. Or some blend of all of those different ways. As I was like showing in the last stream, the one that kind of failed halfway through, I tend to be a rolling focus person, and that's because I started with Bloodborne, and I think that's a great and really fun way to play, but it's by far not the only way that the game, like the fact that almost all characters start with a shield. This is because rather than rolling your way out of the attack, you can just hold up your shield and block most, if not all of the damage, depending on the shield and the type of damage. Or you can get really good at learning the timing, and you can do a parry, which deflects the attack and gets like a huge opening. So I don't do a lot of parrying, but I'm gonna try to beat Gundyr mostly with parrying to show, so it's more fun. You can watch me get destroyed multiple times because it's not the way I'm used to playing, and it's like a totally valid way to play and really cool. So a lot of it is about looking for his tells. He's actually really slow, and you can tell, like, look how long that windup was. It's like 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. It's more than enough time to like get out of the way and decide if you're at the right range to roll or parry. So I'm gonna try to parry this. See, I missed it, but it did absorb some of the damage. Let's try it again. If he's gonna do, nope, missed it. Oh, it's too far. Oh, jeez. See, I hope this is fun. This is what 200 hours of Dark Souls looks like. All right, come on, we'll get him this time. Swing at me. Oh my god. Wow, this is even worse than the last run. Let's heal. We're safely out of range. Alright, come on. I'm gonna die. just want to get one good parry before I die. It's too late. Let's try again. This will kill me when I miss it. Yeah. And that's part of the game. That's part of the game, folks. If I wanted to look like a badass, I would have played with my shield down and two-handed and just rolled around, which is how I normally play. Oh, that's a cool thing to know that's like definitely not tutorialized. Oh boy! Is two-handing weapons. So let me get my shield up for this guy. So if I press Y, top button, now I'm two-handing this axe, it's going to do way more damage. Watch this. See that one hit of those guys. If I press Y again, now I've got my shield up, but I think there's a guy back here. Oh no, he's dead. You can see it does significantly less damage, and that's like common with strength weapons. Is if you're two-handing it, you actually get a different move set, and you do way more damage. With a lot of dex weapons, it's more that you're quicker, or you get more hits in the same amount of time, like with two-handing. Like holding, like dual wielding two swords, etc. Okay, let's see if I can learn to parry this boy. And if once I get in one good parry, I might switch to my preferred playstyle, which is shield down and lots of rolling. But let's see. Okay, come at me. That was a parry. See, he's knocked down. You get up close to him then, and press R1. You get a visceral attack, which, like, see, that took like 20% of his health. Oh boy. Okay. Well, at least I got one. Now I gotta get the fuck away so I can safely heal. Knowing the distance and the timing of when it's safe to heal is like also a huge part of these games. Okay. On the side. Okay, that's my preferred playstyle. But let's see if I can parry again. Nope, I was too late. Come on, give me that, like, thrusting attack. Too late. Yeah, so punishing. So that's how I rolled back, and that was the wrong direction, right? The direction you roll is as important as the timing. Because I rolled back, and he, like, put his giant spear down straight ahead, I still got hit. If I rolled to the side, like this, see, it wasn't there. Okay, round 2. Oh, and a lot of heals. Let's see if I can get him. So I'm going to two-hand now. Way more damage. Way more damage with two hands. Wait him out. Kind of back against the wall. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. I'm still alive. I feel like one. Alright, let's see if I can get him. One hit and I'm dead. Okay, gotta get back. Back. Almost out of stamina. That was it. Wow. See, so this is like a strength-based character. He's probably the strongest strength-based starting class. He's got like 16 strength, so he hits really, really hard with that axe, especially when two-handing. So I'm not even used to playing with a character like this. I didn't expect that he was one hit away from dying, but there you go. Now, if I was like start this over with a caster, I would play totally different. God, Leslie, if you're actually wasting your time watching this, I really apologize for all the like Big Brother fucking energy in this and like video game know-it-all. I promise this is all about that I actually think these games are wonderful and you get a lot out of them. Like you really, really enjoy it, but it's like all about getting over that initial hump. I definitely threw my controller at the screen and almost completely bounced out the first time I played one of these, which is Bloodborne. And I had a bud who kind of coached me over the hump, and then when it clicked, I was like, oh my god, I love these games forever. I'm so much more engaged. Okay, let's try a Pyromancer. This character is actually super, this starting class is like almost OP, I feel like, especially in Dark Souls 1 as a starting class, but hey, you gotta take, in a game as hard as this, you gotta take what you can get, you know? So let's try. Yeah. One thing I was saying on the other stream that I'll try to remember to repeat here is, like, I think one of the reasons people are so obsessed with these games is it's not just like the bragging rights and the difficulty and blah 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 blah. A lot of it is because the game is constantly throwing new challenges at you without telling you exactly how to beat them, you know, because there's more than one way, and the game respects your intelligence enough to try to figure it out yourself. That combined with the difficulty means the game kind of draws your attention in a way that a lot of action RPGs don't. It makes you focus. Kind of like, I don't know, I mean, it's sort of comparable to like a difficult novel or a difficult album where, like, yes, it's obnoxious that people are like, oh, you know, you weren't doing it right. You're not paying attention enough to understand Ulysses or something like that. Like, that something isn't good because it's difficult. I think that's certainly something I feel. But it's not bad because it's difficult. And sometimes those novels or movies or whatever, because they demand your attention to sort of figure out what's going on, I feel like it's that delivers the better experience, is that you're actually giving the piece of media like your full and you end up like getting more out of it than when you put in when you're like not focused. I say this as someone with like really chronic ADHD, so I think that's true. Is when I'm playing these games, I'm like, either I'm not going to play it at all, or I'm going to give it my complete focus. Okay, so pressing left D-pad is how you equip. Well, it's how you swap between weapons. You can have 2 weapons in your right, 2 weapons in your left, and then you can also press Y to 2-hand your right weapon. This is all going to be true in Elden Ring 2, although apparently you're actually going to be able to 2-hand either your left or right, which is really interesting and exciting, if a little complicated at first. Okay, so now I've got my fire hand here. I'm a pyromancer, so we will hurl fireballs. It's the only spell I start with. Let's see how effective being a caster is against Gundyr. Oh, and the other important thing to realize is the blue bar is your magic, and that goes for like spells, miracles, and pyromancies, the 3 types of spells in this game. That is refilled by your blue Estus flask. I only have 1 heal there, so a lot of it's going to be about making sure that my pyromancies connect, and then I may still have to finish them off manually. But let's see. We can also see how, like, they would have tuned this boss to make it, you know, like they would, whatever they're trying to teach us about the pyromancer class, I think they would tune his fire damage protection to be such that it isn't easier than intended to be to play in a way that's not fun, if that makes sense. Like, if the creators don't feel like always playing from a distance is particularly fun, oh my god, then they would tune it so that you can't beat him just at a distance. But actually, look at the damage that's doing. That's kind of huge. So I'm just going to stand back and sort of watch him. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, he does hit hard, though. Also, you'll see how long my pyromancies take to cast. That's also exactly so that even if I'm a ranged fighter, I still have to pay attention to timing and the timing of my character animation and his. In both cases, the warm-ups are really long. So again, if you're paying attention, okay, let's see if this range works. Oh boy. Oh man. He's got my back against the wall. I have to run. I just got, sometimes rolling through an attack, even though it's like everything, you're so afraid to do it, it's exactly the right thing to do. Oh jeez, okay, that was a terrible time to cast. You get playback. You get invincibility frames in the middle of the basically. Okay, is this how I die? disabled the camo. Oh fuck. Okay, couldn't get him. I was saying I disabled the camera lock on there by clicking the right stick, and that's also really important in this game. Is sometimes lock on really helps, like keep you circling around the boss, but it can also really kind of stick you into, you know, looking at him. Oh boy, when that's not really what you want. Sometimes you want to be running away, or you want to run through him and then away, you know, like that sort of thing. So it's not always a good idea to lock on, and I think some people lock on very seldom, to be honest. Oh, but of course if you're a caster, it's really important because locking on is going to get sort of an auto aim. Okay. It's funny, I actually find this style way harder because I'm not used to keeping that. Oh, fuck. Yep, I shouldn't have been talking. I lost focus. I was trying to say, I'm used to being like really up close in his business and managing my my distance and position really closely. When you're a caster, you're kind of just trying to keep enough distance away that I lose track of how quickly you can close that gap and such, and I'm waiting for my fireball animation to complete. It's a slow ass spell. There we go. Whoa. Okay, but it does hit from quite a distance. So. Oh, that one missed. Okay. Okay, this time when I roll through him, I can hit him with the axe. Oh boy, not quick enough. Oh, okay, second chance. I'm gonna refill my flask. Boy. And... oh, that was a terrible move. Oh, jeez, this could be it. Okay, I'm gonna get my distance. So I turned off the target lock. Oh my god, okay, I don't know if I can finish him off with the fire. I think I want to get up close. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be dumb. He's going to get me. Oh, that was it? Wow. Okay. So yeah, that, I feel like that dovetails with what I was just saying, is they tuned his resistance to this, like, starting fire spell. Like, there's different types of damage in the game. There's, like, physical damage, magic damage, fire damage, holy damage, dark damage, da-da-da-da-da. And as designers, they would have tuned Gundyr's resistance to fire damage such that for this like particular starting character, that it would be a fair fight, you know? That I would have to demonstrate the skills of playing as a Pyromancer build, keeping my distance, rolling through, not running out of like my magic stat, you know, like knowing when to refill my flask, etc. Like you can't get past him by just standing in one place and like hurling fireballs, right? Like you have to do all this stuff, and we can see I'm not used to playing with the class. I died twice to him in trying to do it, so that's kind of he can feel like an unfair boss, but it's kind of a gate that may take 3 times, may take 10 times, but when you if each time you play him, you change your play style and try to figure out a way that feels like you'll get the upper hand, when you do find it, you just learn so much. It's really fulfilling, I find, to finally have that breakthrough, and then you're just going to be you're going to be prepared for the rest of the game. Like, there's a great games journalist called Tim Rogers who wrote an excellent, like one of the early like pieces in the Western media praising the Soul series, where he says you are the experience points in this game. You know, like, yes, you level up your character, etc., but in many ways you're really leveling up yourself, and that feels really good. That's why some people that's why the community, you know, goes on challenge runs where people beat the whole game without ever leveling their character, or with like you know, just using fists and no weapons, that sort of thing. It's to sort of demonstrate that there's this continual ability to like get better and master them. That was missing in a lot of video games when the series came out. Like a lot of games were moving in a completely different direction, to just sort of being like thrill rides, I guess. Like a lot of Nintendo games, which used to be extremely hard and challenging and like felt like a major accomplishment when you beat like Mario 1. I don't think I beat Mario 1 until I was a grown-ass man. And Souls kind of continues in that design direction, develops it in cool new ways. Okay, last try. I'm going to play with my preferred style, which is high dex. Who's the highest dex build here? Mercenary. Okay, let's try this. Do I have to name him? Okay. So, dex builds are lower damage. Generally, they're lower. The dex weapons, especially, are cause lower damage, but they're much quicker. And you can also spec your character with like lighter armor, so that you take more damage. But because this, I know Leslie said you loved inventory management, because this is a game where like all equipment has a weight, your character actually gets slower with heavier stuff. So the classic like dex style is to go low weight, but then you're really quick. You don't need a shield if you don't get hit, right? So what I might do here is actually just press Y to two-hand these scimitars, and then be really quick and try to roll through and around attacks. If I get hit, especially if he like stuns me and he gets 2 hits in, that's probably the end of me. So it's a very different play style, but it's really engaging because it's like fast action, I suppose. And especially since I started in these games with Bloodborne, which was all about no shields and fast play, fast like up close play. This is kind of where I'm in my happy place. And when you're two-handing like this, I'll both be quicker, and I think I might do a little bit more damage, but we'll see. It's you definitely, because you have their left hand and right hand attacks, you're definitely quicker. And this is going to be true in Elden Ring too. I think two-handing is going to be really important. I've also heard Souls compared to, well, it's been compared to a rhythm game, like a music game in a lot of cases, because it is so much about the timing of everything, from when you parry to when you roll, etc. I've also heard it kind of compared to like a classic fighting game, like Street Fighter 2, etc., because each character, or like each set of weapons or each build type, does have a somewhat distinct move set, and learning that and finding one you really jive with is so important. It's like this guy, if I press just L1 when I'm two-handing, he does this sort of like overhead slash. If you press it 3 times, he goes left, right, and then right in the center. Knowing that that's where they're going to connect really helps. And there's this really good L2 attack, which goes into an R2. If you have the time, like if you know that that the guy you just hit is going to be wide open for like 4 seconds, you can do that. So that's part of the like skill ceiling. But this all sounds really daunting. You don't actually need to know all of this to appreciate the game at first, like you don't have to be a fucking Street Fighter 2 master. You just need a little like focus, patience, and like a little bit of inventiveness to try new things and see how it goes. And it's perfect time too. Got bashed in the face. Alright, I'm gonna try to roll through. Oh, see, that windup is very deceptive. He kind of looks like he's going to strike half a second earlier than he does. He holds back, so if you go early, I usually just do a couple hits and then I try to back out. I dodged the first one. Oh, jeez, I'm almost dead. Okay. Now I have to get the fuck away so I can heal. Alright. Now I get eyes open for a big series of hits. Maybe it's 50%, so I'm going to turn into his bad boy phase. Oh, I jumped right through him instead of to the side like I wanted. Okay, so that was that time I timed the roll right. Oh, but I timed my heal terribly. Okay, now I'm almost out of heals. It's probably not my fight. Oh, I did it again! I jumped straight at him instead of going to the side. Wow, I find talking and playing this like actually super tough. So I'm gonna I'll be quiet for this last one, and then I'll probably sign off for the day. Oh jeez, I didn't know I could do that. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I gotta heal. Oh jeez. Fuck away. Come on, buddy. Look back, Gundyr. Alright, this is the time. Maybe I do want to keep my shield up for part of it. I don't know. Especially since I finally got that parry first time. I think earlier in the video that got deleted, I parried Gundyr for the first time, which is pretty dope. Let's see if I can do it again. That was it. Just goes to show, if you don't really focus and respect the bosses, you get fucked up. Actually, this is something I've really observed in these games. games that still happens to me, which I think is super interesting, which is that the first time I experience a boss, like the very first time I face him, I'll do like way better than the subsequent like 15 times and the reason why I think is because the first time you play, you're experiencing it like a real challenge. You're being very cautious, but you're also being very aware. You're watching every like move, etc. But then on the repeat times, if you're playing in a certain way, you're playing impatiently and you're playing without focus, and you're kind of like pissed that that you haven't beaten him yet, and then you do way worse. Even though in theory you'd think, well, I know more about the boss now. I've like learned his tricks. I've learned his time. You think I'd do better? In a lot of games, you would do better the second time. This is one where you do. I find I do often way worse. Like even with this bro, I've now beaten him like with 3 different characters, and I'm doing worse than I've done at all before. Okay, let's actually get him this time. This is so funny too. I was literally like, this is my favorite way to play. This is my best, it's my best face. Putting my best face forward. And it's just a fucking disaster. I suppose I could actually like, try to get some of this shit. Where's my buddy? Oh, he's down here. Okay, Gundy boy. You know what I think it is? It's because since the last time I played as this character type, I've learned more of the like fancy tricks, fancy movesets, and they're kind of fancy good. Oh wow, I was getting sniped at by the archer through the fog gate. It's wild. Fancy stuff. Let's get back to basics here. Yeah, let's actually do a shield. It's all good. Oh boy, I'm stuck. Okay, the shield saved my life there. Because I had the shield up, it didn't finish me off. And this shield probably blocks like 60% of damage, but there's some shields that block 100% physical. Yeah, this is actually teaching me. Oh, fuck. It's teaching me to be humble. This is Dark Souls. This is the true experience. Is repeatedly failing and trying to keep your cool, and losing your cool, making you feel more. Well, it's certainly a big part of the experience. Not the whole experience. Another like really funny and unique. Oh wait, I should be this guy in focus. Okay, big boy. Come on. Come at me, bro. Oh, a little late on the dodge. Oh, jeez. I did it again. Just a little late on the second roll. They changed the timing out just not to play you. That is very Soulsy. Oh, I was going to say before, one of the feelings I love about this game that feels unique to it is, you know, take a challenge like that, they, like, make you try something, like, 10 different times, and each time you, like, fail in a different way, and then, and you're, like, trying different things, and it's not working, and then, and this could be a boss, it could be, like, really hard level, whatever. And then it clicks, and you like figure out a way to outsmart it, or, and often is. It's like a playstyle thing, not like just raw reflexes. And then you feel great, but you also get cocky. You're like, I'm amazing at this game. I did it. I just leveled up. I can't believe I beat that thing or whatever. The most amazing design decision that those Miyazaki and the Souls game designers will do is then they will give you the opportunity to like tap out and save all your progress, and that could be like forward progress through the level, or it could be like souls, you know, XP or whatever. Or they'll say, do you want to like push your luck just a little bit and go over that next hill and like see what's there, or fight one more enemy. And because you're feeling so fucking great and on top of the world, you'd be like, yes, I do want to do that. Nothing can stop me. Then they will punish that confidence so thoroughly. They will, like, you know, that next area will be like hard in a completely unexpected way, or the next boss will be like, I mean, the next like guy you fight will have some trick about him or something, or the pavement will fall out from under you. whatever it is, it will be something that makes you like realize that you were just being like way too cocky and letting the game. Oh, hey, Brooke. Oh, yeah, Brooke, this is super embarrassing. I have actually already beaten him with, like, a Pyromancer, and I beat him with a strength build, and then I was like, but these are, I was like, let's try to, like, show off that all these different ways to play, and da-da-da-da. But it kept being like, but my favorite way to play is really fast and quick with, like, a dex build like this guy, and then this is the time I'm failing, like, again and again and again, so it's super embarrassing. What's your favorite way to beat Gundyr, Brooke? Like, if you were playing one of these games, like, do you go shields up? Do you go rolling all over the place? Yeah. But if you've played, like, any of the Soulsies, yeah, rolling is fun. I think I just, like, was a little bit carried away with what a rolling badass I am, and then I just keep making stupid things like that. Also, I parried him for the first time, which I don't normally do. But that's me. Parry! Oh man, did you see his spear went right over my head? Come on. He's gonna transform.
This is so embarrassing.
Yes, if I was naked, he would be a little bit faster, I think. Dark Souls 1 actually scales linearly with your percentage weight equipment. I think 2 and 3 got rid of that nonsense. And there's like bands, so there's like, I think there's basically light roll, normal roll, and what they call fat roll. Fat roll being incredibly slow. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh, I'm really not good at talking and playing at the same time. Oh my god, I'm gonna die to these zombies because I'm just not paying attention. Okay, shields up, shields up. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna die. These are really good lore points that you're raising, Brooke. And yeah, the snake that comes out of him is the serpent of chaos and femininity. I think I saw that on a Jordan Peterson podcast. We must beat back the forces of female as epic heroes like Gilgamesh. Do I get a Twitch sponsorship now? That I'm being misogynistic. will say this about being misogynistic. It's really helping my lifestyle. Okay, I get punished for that one. Come on, Gundy boy. Got you. So, Brooke, are you going to be playing Elden Ring on day one? I know I am. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta get back. Oh, I'm stuck on the weeds here. Finally, I got the timing of that double roll right. Okay. Here we go. 2? Yes. I'm just gonna kill him here. Gotcha. Oh. Okay, so that was it. That was like the one thing that threw me back in this fight was the way he does that like double sweep, and the second part of it, it has the same like look as the warm up for the first, but he like hesitates half a second, and so you go first, and then you're done rolling when he creams you. It's these sorts of little things. Like, you could, if you weren't paying attention to that, and Lord knows when I first started these games I didn't know to, or didn't care to, like, you could bash your head against that one moment, be stuck exactly there, like I was. I probably died to that 3 times. And be like, this game fucking sucks, this is impossible. But it's just that it's doing a different thing, you know, from other games where they'd be like telegraph. Like, here's what you have to do. You know, like, play this way. Shoot this boss in the eye with a flaming arrow. And something to be easy. In this, it's like, pay attention to what he does. And then decide, you know. Because it's like, yeah, anyway. Souls guy. Alright. Now that's catharsis. Yeah, it is a little bit bullet helly, absolutely. Like, knowing the patterns, the openings, etc. You definitely like need to know you're gonna die to get forward. I hope you enjoy therapy, Brooke. Thank you so much. It's really given active listening. Yeah, actually, me and my therapist just co-op bosses at this point, and we, you know, she tells me afterwards whether I was fighting my dad or
very well.
Or, you know, my amygdala. That's right. Oh man, this is fun. Thanks for showing up, y'all.
Ashen one, sovereign. I'm Ashen.
I'm thinking I'm gonna play like other
Farewell.
other Souls games. Like maybe I'll jump to Bloodborne next, which is truly, well, that or Sekiro, I think are the most like interesting in this series. But getting hyped for Elden Ring, obviously you gotta play Souls. All right, peace. Yeah, I can't wait to Elden Brook. Bye.
Ashen prid them to Ashen ones. I'm Ashen. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me.
I will actually. I will touch the darkness within you. Wow, you get 3 levels out of that. That's really cool. Alright. I'm gonna take a break. Thanks for watching, y'all.